I used to see all these people on Instagram hashtagging flexible dieting and hashtagging IIFYM, and I was like, what is that? They would have like a Pop-Tart on top of ice cream, on top of cookies, on top of Oreos, on top of s'mores, on top of a Quest bar, on top of chips, on top of a burger, on top of a donut. And I'm just like, what the heck? Why can't I get shredded like them? And they would post these pictures the next morning like, ooh, look at my abs. And I'm just like, I eat those things. Why am I not shredded? Hey YouTube, how's it going? Yami here. So today is July 6th, 9:54 if that matters, and we're going to be talking about flexible dieting, what is IIFYM, if it fits your macros, and how can I join the party. Okay, so to begin with, flexible dieting is not a diet. If it fits your macros is not a diet. As cheesy as it sounds, it's really a way of living. It's giving you the freedom to be able to enjoy other types of foods instead of a cookie cutter diet. In really simplistic terms, flexible dieting and if it fits your macros is just a simpler, less restrictive way to achieving your body composition goals. So what does that mean? It means that you can allow yourself a wider variety of foods and not constrain yourself to a certain cookie cutter diet that we've all been through. You guys think, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, I'm just going to follow this diet with no carbs, with no fat, and then when you lose it, you're like, yay! And then you have a party and you eat whatever you want and then you gain it. So you're working backwards here. What we need to do is educate people on what it means to a flexible diet, and hopefully people can learn to not restrict themselves so much so that they don't go on and make other mistakes such as binging. Okay, so let's talk if it fits your macros. There's definitely a right way and a wrong way to do this. So what happens is with flexible dieting, each person has a set number of macros. So what are macros? Macros are your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. Each person is composed differently, so each person's macros will be different. What you need to do is figure out your macros and go from there. So right now I'm with a coach, Jez Carter. His information is down below. He's been wonderful. He's the one that kind of introduced me and guided me on what flexible dieting means and how to do it correctly. I'll put his information down below in case any of you are interested. You could always reach out to me or just him, whatever you prefer. With that being said, with your daily allotment, you divide it into two categories: your nutrient-dense foods and your treats. Some people like to do 80-20, 90-10 depending on their goals, but for today, for the sake of argument, we're just going to do 85% 15. Let's talk about the 85-15. The 85% of your foods needs to come from whole, minimally processed, micronutrient-dense foods, while the 15% can come from discretionary treats, meaning it could be your junk, your random carbs. That's what's going to give you the freedom, and that's what's going to give you the peace of mind to know that you can have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Flexible dieting is not a free-for-all to eat Snickers and Pop-Tarts and cookies and cakes. And I know that when I started out with strength training and eating correctly and everything, I was doing the eating clean, and I did see results, but I was not happy. You know, food is meant to be enjoyed, and I'm a foodie, so I couldn't have what I wanted, and it kind of spiraled out of control, and I just ended up binging and eating forever. So let's talk two examples. Let's compare a 1600 calorie day versus a 2400 calorie day and what that means. The 1600 calorie person, if they're doing 85-15, would have 1,360 calories daily for their micronutrients versus 240 calories for their treats. Meanwhile, person over here with 2400 calories, they have 2,040 calories for their micronutrients and 360 calories for their treats. So people need to realize that as your calories go down, depending on what you're training for, what you're doing, your treat window will also decrease. So let's say someone's competing and they start out at 1,700 calories and they start working their way down, that 15% is going to go down as well. But what happens is you cannot neglect your 85%. So you can't say, I'm going to have 30% of treats because I just feel like it, and then have the 70% come from, you know, your nutrient-dense foods. People need to consume their nutrient-dense foods first. what happens sometimes is people try to fit their treats in their 85% and they kind of neglect their fiber and their nutrients, so they don't see change. They see, well, I'm fitting it into my macros, but what's going on? You're not getting what you need. You're not getting your micronutrients, meaning you're not getting your vitamins and your proteins and your fiber, which is very, very important. If they want to achieve their goals and they want to see change, most of their diet should come from nutrient-dense foods and not ruin your track to your goals. So really that's it, guys. Flexible dieting is not as hard as it is. It's just a little bit of math, figuring out your macros, and going from there. So why do I do flexible dieting? In one word, it's freedom. It gives me freedom to enjoy other foods and not restrict myself and my body to just broccoli, tilapia, and pineapple. It gives my mind relief. It gives me relief knowing that I will achieve my goals, but I won't be depriving myself of anything. Making my metabolism slow down and restricting myself is just not, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for me mentally. It might have been working for me physically, but mentally I was just not in a good spot. Flexible dieting, again, is from the ability to go out with friends and have a burger, or go with my family to a special event and not worry about, I'm gonna gain 5 pounds if I eat this chicken and pasta. I haven't really spoken about it here, but back in the day I did not have the healthiest relationship with food, and I think that I've made huge improvements since then, and flexible dieting is definitely what saved me. Maybe I'll do a video on it later on, but that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions at all on flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros, make sure to leave them down below. And as always, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps me greatly. Share with anybody that you think might need it. And don't forget, subscribe. I will see you all later, and I hope you have a great week. Bye!